and welcome to my deep stretch. I'm so glad you're here. This is so important. I'm so passionate about stretching because a lot of us think it's not a big detail. And we go on with our day and think if we're doing intense workouts that we don't need it, and we so do. So, welcome to a deep stretch. All right, when you're ready, I want you sitting on those heels. Take a deep breath. Roll those shoulder blades back. Another deep breath. Close that rib cage. I want that spine as straight as you can. You're not caving forward into that belly button. Elongate through the crown of that head, which is going to make you feel almost like you're doing a little double chin action. That's okay. We're focused on stretching that spine, not aesthetics. Elongate. Good. Now reach that spine as long as you can, and then push those shoulders down. You're going to feel a tension there of your spine lifting and your shoulders depressing. Go ahead and feel that tension. And slowly release. Good. Go ahead and give yourself some shoulder rolls, opening wide. And take it forward. I know these feel like small details, but even in a stretch, your form is so important. Take that head to your right shoulder. Keeping pressure on the back of your head, look down at your toes. Granted, you can't see them, but look down in that direction. And switch head to your left shoulder. And look down towards the floor. Good. Hands come on the top of those thighs. Go ahead and give yourself a big roll, chin to chest. And chin up to the ceiling. Good. And reverse. Slow and controlled. Full range of motion here. Good. When you're ready, come on up. Let's go to all fours. Spread those fingertips wide. Dig the heel of those palms into the floor. Roll those shoulder blades back. Abs in tight. You're giving me a tabletop spine. I should be able to put a glass of water on that spine and it not move. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, belly fall. Good, another deep breath. Exhale, belly button lift. So you're giving me a cat and cow. Every time you inhale, you're in that neutral spine. You exhale to your position. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, give me a curve. Inhale, neutral spine. Now you're not just rocking through this. You're seeing if you can push it further and further each time. So this time I want you to lift that spine even further than the time before it. Relaxing that head, tucking that tailbone under. And drop that belly lower this time. Good. You should start to feel that stretch every time, pushing higher and higher than the one before it. Last one. Good. Neutral spine. Sink your booty to your heels and slide those fingertips forward. Give me a child's pose. Those elbows stay off the ground. This is an active position here. Every time you exhale, you are inching those fingers further away from you. Keep going. Pair your breathing rhythm with that stretch. Every time you exhale, you're reaching further. Every single time. Don't cheat on me. Don't get comfortable. Good. Walk those hands to the right side of your mat. Push your booty to your left heel and then open all along the left side of that rib cage. Good. When you're ready, you can switch sides. Hands to the left, booty to the right. Open into the right side of that rib cage. And slowly bring your hands center. Good. When you're ready, come up just slightly onto those hands so that you can take those knees to the outsides of your mat. Feet are still right behind those knees. You're not turning them in. They're right behind those knees. You're going to give me a child's pose, pushing that booty back. And then slowly bring those hips forward, stretching the tops of those quads, pushing those hip bones down. It's like a cobra. So child's pose. Give me that wide cobra, hip bones down. Child's pose. Wide cobra. Good. So here you're alternating. Stretch those hamstrings, the back of your legs, and then stretch the front of those thighs. Good. Alternating, opening through that chest each time. And again, if you are a very flexible, hyper-flexible person, this might feel like not a big deal. But even though you're flexible, it doesn't mean that these simple little stretches aren't important. Last one, find that wide child's pose. Good, slowly bring those hip bones up. I want your hips right in between your knees. I'm gonna go to the side so you can see. My hips are right over top of my knees. You're not back, you're not forward, right over top. Once you get that position, spread those fingertips wide and slowly inch those knees further and further. Turning those feet out so that your arches are on the floor. Good. Every time you exhale, you come down a little further. Now, if you have any kind of knee issue and you need to modify, come down on those forearms. That'll put some weight onto your arms, less pressure on those knees. If you are all the way up, I want you to be careful not to open into that belly button. You see a difference? I'm not curving into my spine. I have a straight spine. I'm pushing that tailbone down, not dropping into it. Slowly come back up. Take your time. Find all fours. Tuck those toes under. Give me a down dog. Now, first thing, you push those heels down to the floor. Second thing, you open that chest towards your feet. Good. But you don't get to start straightening that spine if those heels are all the way up and you're not even trying. I need you to push those heels down. Open up the backs of those legs. Then straighten that spine. Hands come towards, or elbows come towards your ears. Slowly lift that right foot, cross it behind your left ankle, and push that left heel down to the floor. Straighten that spine. When you're ready, bring that right foot forward into a lunge. Good. Now, super important detail here. That ankle is right underneath your knee. You're not too far forward, which is going to cheat your stretch. You're not too far back, which is going to put too much pressure on those hips. You're in a safe position here. Take a couple deep breaths. You're trying to push those hip bones down while lifting that left knee. Hip bones down, straighten that left knee, lift it up. Hip bones down, straighten it. Slowly lower that left knee down to the floor. Untuck those toes. Lift that torso. Good. I'm going to go to the side in just a second. With every exhale, I want you to push those hip bones down and forward towards your front heel. Now from the side, try not to hit the wall here. From the side, you're pushing those hip bones down and forward towards your heel. You might drag that knee with you. That's okay. Now what I want to avoid is you being so far forward that your heel is off the floor and you're giving me this. This isn't much of a stretch and it's putting a lot of pressure on that knee and your ankle. So I need that entire right foot connected to the floor and then push down. Good. When you're ready, lift that left arm up to the ceiling and slowly arch over the right side. Good. Again, pairing it with your breathing. I'm telling you, breathing is the best thing you can do for your stretches and for your exercise. Up and over. Good. Every exhale, sinking further. When you're ready, find your center. Hands come down. Push that tailbone back to the back wall and flex that right foot. I want that tailbone going way back as far as you can. And then elongating through the spine. So you're really stretching that spine as long as you can. Good. Now toes are up, almost up and back towards your forehead. That's how flexed that foot is. Take a deep breath and straighten that spine, belly button down towards your thigh. Again, you're resisting the urge to dome over. I'll show you from the side. This is not what we're going for because that's going to cheapen your stretch. Bring those hands up. Push that belly button down towards your thigh, keeping that spine as straight as you can. That's what we're going for. Don't cheapen it. You'll get a better stretch It might not look like you're as low as someone next to you. It doesn't matter. We're not comparing ourselves. We're stretching and thanking our bodies for all the work we put it through. Who cares? Who cares what someone else is doing? Good. When you're ready, come up to a safe distance. I don't want you all the way up, just enough to where those arms can give you a little more support and you're not straining. I want you to push those toes to the right, keeping that knee straight. Once you find that rotation, then you can come back into it, lowering down, slow and controlled. Again, you're not straining or forcing your body. You're not dropping into that left hip. Hips stay even, toes rotate, straight spine, and come on up. While your weight is on that left leg, let's go ahead and come onto the outside of that right shin. Good. Now I don't want you sitting onto the right side of that booty. Again, that's going to cheapen your stretch. We're here to have a quality stretch and give our bodies what we need, which means sometimes we have to come up out of it and listen to our bodies. If we're too far, we need to scale it back. So come on up. If you need a yoga block or something to sit on top of for support, that's fine. I want those hip bones even. Good. Breathe. Every time you exhale, you're finding some relief there, like you can push a little further. Good. Sit on the right side just for a second, enough to push that foot further away from you and flex that foot. Toes forward. Now come back into it. Ooh, you feel a difference? You might encounter some stiffness this time. That's okay, that's good. Breathe through it. Good. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Bend that left leg, bringing your knee even to your hip, not too far forward, even with your hip. Extend that right leg forward, point that toe, and slowly walk those hands down. Again, not doming. Don't cheat. I can't see you, but don't cheat. Good. When you're ready, flex that right foot, and now come back into it. Slowly come up. Good. Now you can bring that right leg underneath you just for a second. I want you coming right back up to that dancer stretch. Good. Give me that flat back. Remind yourself what this feels like. Good. If you are one of my dancers taking this stretching class, then you follow me. If you are not, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes to stretch however you would like, yes? And then we'll come back together afterwards. All right, dancers, you ready? Slide into that right split. Slow and controlled. Not dropping into it. Good. Now again, just like we talked about, I would rather you have good form and be a little bit higher off the floor than try to rush it and you're sitting and your hips are open side. We're going for quality, not just getting down to the floor so that we look like we did it, right? We're going for a good quality split. What am I saying? I'm jumping ahead of myself. Toes are pointed. Now, if you're all the way down on the floor and you really feel like, no, I'm not opening up, I'm just already down here, I'm really flexible, then every exhale, I want you to focus on bringing that left hip a little further forward and coming up into it. A little further forward and come up into it. Yeah, you feel that? There's always room to progress. Good. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. All right, everybody is together. Let's go ahead and bring it back to all fours. Give me some of those cat-cows. If you don't remember, you inhale to go to that neutral spine. Exhale to go to a cat or a cow. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, release. Good. Every time you're seeing if you can push that stretch even further, arching that back even more. Tucking that booty under even more. Good. 4. Give me 3. Give me 2. Last one. Make it a good one. And 1. Neutral spine. Good. Tuck those toes under. Find a down dog. Push those heels down to the floor first, and then open that chest second. When you're ready, take that left foot off the mat and wrap it behind that right heel. And slowly bring that left foot forward into that lunge. Take as many steps as you need to get it there. That's fine. Take your time. Again, this is all about you being gentle and thanking your body, not forcing it into something it doesn't want to do, right? All right, that knee is right underneath your torso. You're finding that lunge. You're not too far forward. Knee is right over ankle. You're pushing those hip bones down and then straightening that right knee. Hip bones down, straighten that right knee. Hip bones down. Give me one more. You ready? Hip bones down, straighten that right knee. Good. Lower that back leg. Untuck those toes and slowly lift that torso. Every exhale, you're pushing those hip bones down towards your front heel. Now again, it's not right underneath you. The entire part of that left leg is down in contact with your mat. Don't let that heel creep up. Good. Breathe. Give me 4. Give me 3. Give me 2. Give me 1. Hands come down. Push that booty back. Flex that left foot. Toes up to the ceiling. Even up those hips. And then start to focus on a flat back, lowering down to the floor. Belly button to the top of that leg. Remember, we're not going shoulder to knee. Nope, you're better than that. Belly button to the top of that leg. When you're ready, come on up. Rotate those toes to the left. Once you find that rotation, your knee is straight. You're not sinking into those hips. Hips are even. Then you can start lowering back down. Good. Come on up. Slowly turn that leg out. Come to the outside of that shin. Good. Hips are even. Don't you go to one side. Don't you do it. I know it's tempting. Don't fall into that trap. Hips are even. Now you should feel that stretch deep in your booty, maybe the outside of that hip, and maybe a little bit in the back of that leg. If you feel any of those three, it's perfect. You're doing just fine. When you're ready, sit to one side just for a second. Don't get comfortable. Push that foot a little further away. The closer that knee is to 90 degrees, the harder the stretch is going to be. So I need you to push for 90 and then come on up into it. Flex that foot. Drive that heel away from you. Ooh, if you didn't feel it before, you should feel it now. Good. Breathe as you lower. I don't know how many times I have to remind y'all to breathe, because as soon as things start to burn or hurt, we hold our breath. Not the right thing. Every time something burns or hurts, exhale. I promise you. All right, when you're ready, bend that right leg. It comes to the side. Knee is even with your hip. Straighten that front leg. Point that toe and walk it down, staying right on top of that leg. Good. When you're ready, flex that foot, toes up to the ceiling. Drive that heel away from you. Straight spine, open chest. You got this. You're doing great. I'm telling you, it might seem simple and you might rather be doing something more dramatic or intense. Stretching is so important. Okay, when you're ready, come on back up to that dancer stretch right underneath you. If you're one of my dancers, we're going to lower it down into your split. If you are not, you have like 2 minutes to stretch however you would like. Slide into that split. You can follow us if you want. We always welcome visitors, right? All right, breathe. Again, you're not sitting to one side. That's going to open those hips and bend that back leg, and that is unsustainable when you're in the air. So that stretch is not going to help you at all, right? The whole point of stretching is not just wellness, but as a dancer, performance too. So you have to do it correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to get any benefit from it. Good. If you're already down and you feel pretty comfortable, focus on that right hip. Bring it forward and hold. Good. Again, bring it forward and hold. 3, 2, 1. Everyone come down on your booty. Right leg is going to come in front. Left leg is closer to your body. Push both knees down from your hips. Your hips are pushing down. You don't need those hands. Your hips are strong enough. They can push them down. And bring those hands forward. Now we're going to walk it down slow and controlled. Again, keeping that spine straight. I'm going to go to the side because there are a lot of pitfalls in this stretch. I know, we're used to it, so we think, oh, I got this. No, no, no. Keep that spine straight. Keep that chest open. If there was something on your t-shirt and someone's trying to read it, they should be able to the entire time. You don't dome over. Keep it straight. Walk it down. Good. Now the other pitfall is to lift that booty off the mat. Keep your tailbone in contact with the floor. Both booty cheeks down. Really pushing that belly button down towards your ankles. And slowly come back up. Good. Now switch legs. Left leg comes in front. Right leg in tight. Push those knees down from your hips the entire time. Hands come forward. Straighten that spine all the way through the crown of that head. Give me that straight line. And slowly walk it down. Keeping that chest open, shoulder to shoulder. Good. How we doing? 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Good. There's one more thing I want to do with you, and then you are free to go. You ready? Bring that right knee in. Slowly take it up and across. And we're going to bring out that spine, slowly building. So I know you're used to just twisting. We've all done that stretch before, but I want you to try to see it with new eyes this time. All right, focus on that lower back, just your lower back, not your chest, not your head, just that lower back. Twist as far as you can, just with that lower back. Don't even introduce those shoulders yet. Good. Once you find that range of motion, that limit as far as you can, now we're going to add those shoulders. Twist into that upper spine. Now we're going to add that head. Look as far as you can. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Release. Good. You get a bigger stretch by building slowly rather than just twisting all at once. Really focusing bit by bit on rotating further. All right, switch legs. Bring it up and around. Hold it in with that right arm. I want you to slowly focus on that lower spine. Find that range of motion. Good. Now focus on your shoulder blades. Twist, twist, twist. And then add that head. 3, 2, 1. Release. Good job. Bring it to a butterfly. Sit up tall. Now use those hips to push those knees down. Good. All right. Slowly extend both legs. This is all you have left. I told you were almost done. I'm going to scooch off my mat just for a second. Oh, there we go. All right, sit up tall, pulling up out of those hips, out of your pelvis. Sit up tall. Good. I want you to point those toes to lift those heels off the ground. It's going to engage those quads and push those knees down. Now flex, release, and melt into the floor. Point and lift. Flex and extend. One more. Point and lift. Flex and relax. Hands come forward. You know the drill. Walk it down. Your booty stays in contact. Your spine stays straight. Your chest stays open. Good. Deep breaths. Inch it a little further every exhale. Those toes stay up to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Good job. You have just completed our deep stretch. I'm so glad that you came. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for prioritizing your body and your health with stretching. That is so important. Bye, guys.